Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Isaac Umbras, and today we are back in Enthusia Professional Racing. Hope everyone's doing well, hope everyone's doing good. We've got the E30 M3 here, the Sport Evolution, a very rare homologation special, built for a DTM, only 600 units made, 2.5 liter inline 4. Or just under 240 horsepower. This is a beast of a machine. Welcome, Ford GT. Hope you're well today. But yes, we have a lot of European machinery. So let's dive in. Let's do this. I was lucky this time. Ooh. How are you lucky, Ford GT? What has given you your luck? Oh, we could do a German car race. That seems nice, but I want to do the Pacific Challenge first. Yeah, we'll do that. But yeah, top speed of 155 miles an hour. This is an amazing performance machine. Very expensive as well. Market value for these now are around $150,000 to $250,000 depending on spec, trim, and condition. Very pricey due to their rarity, cult status, and motorsport pedigree. As this vehicle was very successful in DTM, and it was a fairly successful in rally racing as well, mainly on the tarmac stages, where its rear-wheel drive nature could shine over the heavier forward drive cars. It is a beautiful beast. Oop, alright, side by side. There we go, get up ahead of the Subaru. I was eating Burger King when I'm in the apartment and started streaming. Ah! Dinner and a show. Very nice. Oh, okay. There we go. We are very nice and very nice and smooth here. Oh boy. All right, this is pretty good, I think. That is a good start, at least. Nice. The smoothness. That's the benefit of the naturally aspirated M3, is it just really smooth. It wants to rev out and it likes the higher RPMs, but it is just ultra smooth with the power delivery. Very consistent. It might not be necessarily the fastest car on the track, but it's just able to just, you know, put that consistent handling down that makes you feel confident to really, you know, push it to its limits. And I like that a lot. I like that a lot with the M3. Now the cool thing with this M3 is it does still have the S14 engine that the earlier the lower displacement engines earlier M3 E30s had. But this one also has the independent throttle bodies for quicker throttle response, which is very nice. A more aggressive ECU tune, and of course the displacement was increased with a bit more power and torque as well. Very nice. Ooh, okay, a little bit spicy. Ooh, very spicy. Alright, gotta be a little bit careful there. But this beast, this is just absolutely beautiful. Like, Enthusia and Konami, they really got like the best BMWs for this game. Like the other M3 is the M3 GTR road car. They got the BMW badge McLaren F1 GTR. They got the 3.0 CSL Group 5 car, and the M1 Pro car as well. Like they have a lot of very, very good BMWs. The Z4 as well, very, very nice. You know, a good kind of, you know, roadster vehicle. Like honestly, overall, like there is not a single like bad car from BMW in this game. Like they're putting out only the greatest hits and the best of it seems. Although a little bit of a missed opportunity. I don't remember the game having a Z8. But I mean, to be fair, there isn't really that many like super crazy high-end like supercar style vehicles. Like it's mostly like performance vehicles. Like very, very, very rarely does it have supercars in this game. And most of that's just due to the fact that they probably have, you know, the premium licensing and all of that. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily have the same punch, the same kick, the same any of that. There we go. Smooth around there. Very nice, very nice. Alright, a little bit of time. Ooh, okay. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, we're doing real solid here. This is just a beautiful machine as well, the E30 M3. Like I know nowadays that the price for them is just through the roof, even the non-Sport Evolution versions. But holy moly, they are just gorgeous machines. Absolutely love seeing them. Oop, alright, back to the left. Not too much further. A little bit of a tail slide there. Alright, yeah, probably keeping it in third gear was the way to go. Dropping it on a second caused a little bit of a twitch. Oh my gosh, very, very nice. But yeah, the E30 competed in DTM from 1987 to 1992. It was a dominant force in DTM during the late 80s. In 1987, it won its debut championship with Roberto Ravaglia. Is that how you pronounce his name? From 1988 to 1990, it gradually got more and more evolutions in the for the road car, which allowed it, you know, that to transfer over to the race car, and because of that, they won a DTM title again in '98. Sorry, not in '98, '89. Although heading into the early 90s, especially once Mercedes began their 190E evolutions, this had a little bit more of a tougher field, and it wasn't quite able to really put up as much of a fight over the Mercedes 190. Even the Audi V8 Quattro was a little bit tough of a challenge, but you know, it was still able to be up there, especially with the lightweight construction and you know, very, very balanced chassis. So it made it a very, very quick car on the tight technical circuits, where the powerhouse of the Audi made it excel in the top speed circuits, and the Mercedes Advanced Aero made it better on the mid-speed circuits, on the super tight technical tracks. The M3 Sport Evolution in DTM was very good on the extremely tight technical tracks in DTM. Ooh, all right. Let's see how well we can compete against the Dower EB110. Because it is a Dower and not a Bugatti, it is technically in the German car race. So that makes it a little bit interesting. There we go. Come on, give me a little bit of speed down the back straights. Not nearly as much speed as the EB110, that's for sure. But it's got some pace. It's got some pace. So we will continue onwards. We will continue fighting. Uh-oh. Oh gosh. Alright, little bit of oversteer there. Just a little bit. But we will carry on. Yeah, the Dower is gonna be a real tricky one. I don't think we can really beat it. But can we beat the M3 GTR? Homologation Special versus Homologation Special M3. Can the younger brother defeat the old guard? Ooh, that's gonna be close. V8 versus inline 4. Technology versus experience. My money's probably on the E46 generation, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna roll over without a fight. I'm gonna push, and I'm gonna do everything I can to hold off the M3 GTR behind. Either way, we will finish on podium, I think, at this stage, but I want to really make sure. Ow, that does not help there. That does not help. That does not help in the slightest. Alright, come on. Okay, we're good. We are good. We are golden. Alright, we have held them at bay so far, actually. I was expecting them to maybe pass us on the straight, the back straight. We got a really good run out of the corner heading onto that straight, so we are... Oh, they are a little bit closer. They are a little bit closer. But not by much. Not by much. So we will continue on. Adachi, welcome! Yeah, I'm here just cooking. Let the man cook. How be the cooking? What are you cooking, by the way? $50 McDonald's and $1 bacon burger. Ooh. Based. Dude, I haven't had. Oh, he died me. I haven't had McDonald's or Burger King in like years now, I think. That is strange. I continue to mention them. I haven't really even like thought of them that much in terms of like restaurants and everything. I don't know. I just haven't really been in like the fast food. Because nowadays it's not really that fast and it's not really that cheap. So like it just kind of, you know, never really considered it a good deal like nowadays. Back when I was a kid, it was, you know, like quick, cheap food. Yeah, it wasn't the best for you, but like, you know, if you were on like a long road trip or whatever, you needed to, you know, keep moving quite a bit, like, you know, it was alright. Yeah, as like a one-off thing. But like nowadays, holy moly. Oh, okay, okay. Gotta be careful. Shoot, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think we'll be able to get that position back. They're starting to pull away. We were doing a lot of heavy lifting by just placing a vehicle right where it needed to be in order to get the M3 ahead of us down. Oh, final corner. No, it's got the power. No, so close. So close. Hurrah. Damn. Ooh. Alright, we still leveled up at least, so Vic was gonna be even quicker. Very, very nice. There we go, 440 ranking points. Ooh, not great. Not great at all. But that's alright. That is alright. Oh boy. Alright, let's see what the next race we can do. Ooh, Dragon Festival. You know what? Let's do it. A hill climb in the M3. It should be fun, actually. JB, welcome. The first GT is best for somebody to choose on. It's pretty alright. I'd probably say the Honda F-Series engine is up there, at least from like strictly out of the box, like inline fours, just due to the specific output of horsepower per liter. The F-Series engine that was in the S2000, is a very, very, very strong contender as well. If I were to, you know, put any engine up against the 3S GTE, it would probably be that one. At least, you know, from right out of the gates. You know, factory engine versus factory engine. Because again, at the time when it came out, and for like the longest time as well, it had the highest horsepower per liter of like any naturally aspirated engine out there. So it would at least be a good contender, I'd say, probably. I mean, yes, but you also have the Honda reliability as well, and the crazy high RPM red line. Like you're talking like, you know, the late 90s, early 2000s, like both those engines, you know, like the Honda, the crazy Honda engines, the crazy Toyota engines, they were both, you know, super reliable. Well, yeah, but that's because it was turbocharged. Like the naturally aspirated, you know, it had the most horsepower per liter. and it responded decently enough to boost as well, so you can then, you know, aftermarket turbo the F series. I was cooking until the stove died. Oh no. Sorry to hear that, man. Is it a gas stove or is it electric? Because if it's gas and it's just like the igniter going or whatever. You could probably use like a light or whatever to light the gas if you still have gas and everything. If it's only electric, that's not good. It's gas, but I can't see the pilot. Oh, okay. So with that, you have to try to, like, you know, manually light it yourself if you can. Fucking aftermarket, I support the 3S. Yeah, the 3S is a pretty solid. The 3S is a pretty solid aftermarket, but then you have like the Honda B series and K series engines to you know really compete with that as well. Stuff's working, okay. Yeah, so it's probably the pilot light or the starter then that's causing that issue. So you're getting gas flow, it's just you're not getting ignition. The good news with that though is that once you if you can get that lit without that, it is feasible to get that lit again. But it does kind of require you to kind of get in there and everything. I mean, yeah, that's like the peak of that though. Like dollar per dollar though, like you got some good competition, I'd say, with the Honda Inline 4 series of engines. Right from the factory, you got the F series in terms of a specific output. The K series and the B series with their modification capability as well. I guess also spend more minutes with history. I mean, outside of the JGTC Super, what else? Oh gosh, that is a curb stomp. I guess. I don't know, dollar per dollar, you could probably get some good. Oh yeah, WRC in the Corolla WRC, right? I think. It was a Celica WRC. Either or, still, yeah, that's fair. Okay, a little bit of wheel spin there. Oh, same at two. Yeah, fair. But outside of like GT300, what else was the MR2 really used in motorsport wise? I mean, yes, but with a huge asterisk. The 3S wasn't really exactly successful at Le Mans, shall we say. Some 3 Group S events. Yeah, but Group S fell through. So it was one of those things where we never really got to see it, you know, be used in the MR2 there. Oh, all right, easy there. Nice and gentle through these corners. We are in a very lightweight, older rear-wheel drive sports car, so gotta watch out for any power oversteer and everything. Thankfully, the S14 here, engine of our E30 has been very, very smooth on power delivery. I mean, it's got a very high red line. It is a little bit front heavy with the cast iron block here, but it's still been good. Fair enough there, yeah. You gotta admit though, you do have some very strong competition from Honda alone. And then you do have the 4G63 from Mitsubishi that has probably just as much, if not more, of a rally pedigree in the Lancer Evos, which is a very strong contender, as well as with the peak power with the aftermarket upgrades. You could probably get it pretty close. Which is reliability issues. The 5 bolts do. The 6 bolts less so. The 6 bolts are usually really solid. The main issue, the earlier 5 bolts 4G63s. But the later 6 bolts are usually pretty solid, in my experience. Oh boy, there we go. Nice and smooth through here. What 4G isn't flat? I mean, that's an owner issue though. Like that's not necessarily like the issue with the engine itself. That's just people being stupid with them. So I wouldn't exactly consider that a counterpoint per se. That's just poor maintenance and poor ownership. So I'm excited to find what that major issues in a 3S. Maybe. You wanna... I can't quite look it up right this second because I am streaming. You wanna do a price check on like crate engines. K series, B series, 4G63, 3S, and F series. Get kind of a rough idea on what the average prices are for finding one in good condition. I will trust your honesty on that. I can't quite look it up right at this second, given the fact that I am streaming. I am, you know, driving and everything like that. So yeah. Which one's specific? What do you mean by which ones? So I'm thinking, kind of more the, that's actually a good question. Because there are a couple of different of the K series and B series engines, aren't there? Shoot. That is a good point. Oh, okay. So I'm thinking average price B series engine, average price K series engine from Honda. Put in the F series as well. So those three from Honda. Your 3S engine, of course. And then the Mitsubishi 4G engine. Get a rough kind of average pricing on those 5 engines in good condition. That would probably, because then that shows not only, you know, how probable you're able to, how easy they are to find, but also, you know, how much they cost. Because I imagine with, especially with a couple of them, you might find manufacturers that make brand new ones fresh from the box. F series, B series, K series, 3S, and 4G3 price. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Just because I cannot currently look that up, as I am streaming. I am, you know, doing the racing and everything like that. And we were also talking about the BMW E30 M3, specifically the Sports Evolution. K24, K20. Ooh, yes, on the B18. Just because I think those ones are a little bit more common in the States, I think. K24 versus K20. That's a tough one. Let's go with the larger displacement K24. Let's go with the larger displacement K24. Yeah. Yeah. Meetings of that engine about. Yeah, the larger displacement and everything. The K20 versus K24, that's a little bit tougher because you have the larger displacement, but then you have like it is a bit of a heavier and slightly lower revving. Also, I think the K24 was more prevalent in the States, so that kind of had, you know, gives us a little bit more relevant engine to our discussion, at least for, I think everyone here except for 4GT is in the US. So, you know, makes it more relevant to the discussion, at least. And if you're not, you know, well, welcome. I give you great welcome from the United States as well. I am less knowledgeable about foreign markets and which engines were released where and the availability on that. On that aspect, I am a little bit more limited on the vehicle knowledge. That is a 4th gear turn there at Flugplatz. Alrighty. Get some high-speed sections. I think we'll probably top out right at 155 because I didn't change the gear ratio all that much. And this has had a few engine upgrades which should increase the red line from just over 7,500 RPM. Even if the F series is gonna be a quad engine, so I guess to specify the F20. Yes! Oh yeah, I forgot the F series was also used in the Accord. Yeah, the F20C. Yeah, thank you for catching that. Also, as a side note, I did actually see an F-Series swapped Austin Healey Sprite not that long ago. That was super cool. Like, it was a really clean, very gorgeous build. Like, from the outside, you could tell it was, like, lightly modified. But then, like, once you heard it and saw the engine and everything, holy moly, it sounded and drove very nice. Welcome, Pat. Should I go for the Class A Sabre or the Class A Tulip? The Class A Tulip currently has the advanced handling flags. So I much prefer the Sabre over the Tulip. Although I like the styling of the Tulip more, I don't like how it actually drives in GTA 5. So the Sabre, plus also the Sabre is just, you know, iconic. It is a GTA. It is a GTA vehicle that's been in there for a little while. It's got history. F20C is 5 to 10,000 US dollars from what I'm seeing, depending on the condition, whether it's from the AP1, AP2. Yeah, okay. That's not bad. She's got nothing to do with attending with things that are said, just always under the press. Fair enough. Still. I was just kind of more so reading off what he had written and everything. But either way, you know, whatever helps people kind of remember and everything like that. I'm definitely all for that. So 5 to 10 grand for the F20. Not bad, not bad. That's comparable with other performance crate engines. I just signed yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Different people have, you know, it affects different people differently. Also, what is the also for Joby GT? No, don't worry about it, man. I totally get what you're saying. Don't worry, y'all don't need to like tone police here per se. As long as you're being respectful, like for the most part, like I generally kind of read it as more you know, just kind of informative or like a hey, by the way. The B18 is 6 to 7,000 on average. While a good condition for Type R is 10,000. A little bit pricey, but not like that pricey. Comparable. Slightly higher floor, but similar ceiling to the F series. So alright, good start. What color can I make for the classic Sabre GT drawing? Ooh, personally I prefer the having it yellow with the black stripes, as that was the color of my Sabre Turbo in GTA 5. And I believe in GTA 4 as well, the Sabre GT also has like the two-tone paint scheme, so yellow and black's a good option. Really makes it pop, I think. Blue and white's a good option as well, like the navy blue and bright whites. If you're going like single color, then like the kind of deeper, you know, GM performance red is a good color. The highest K24 I found was 5K. Depends on the kind of condition it came out of. The highest we found was 5K? Damn, that's not bad actually. That's on the cheaper end. So alright. But they were mainly from the CRV and the Accords. Fair. So you probably need to get a little bit of extra tuning done to kind of replace some of the performance parts. But like the lower ends, you know, the block and everything like that is all the same. And if you're gonna be engine swapping, you may as well be eventually doing upgrades anyway. The electronics should still all mostly work on that type of stuff. So not too bad. You got a high availability. A little bit spicy there. Little bit spicy. Honestly though, this is handled very well through here. Like this has been like probably one of my cleanest of recent runs through the Nordschleife. Curious GT is 3 to 5K. More expensive than the JDM engines. Does that include the turbo as well with the engine, or is the turbo sold separately? That's surprisingly cheap as well, so that's comparable to the K series. That's comparable to the K series. Come on. Give me some speed, give me some power. Holy moly. Alright, so we're topping right at probably 155. To modify need a little work. It's a bit harder to find. Oh, most is still in the cars game. Ah, okay, okay. So cheaper, but maybe a little bit more of a dice roll on condition and or availability. Okay. And then the final one is the 4G63. There we go. Welcome, Primer IC. Good morning. Welcome. Good evening. Good evening from the States. Good morning. Good morning from you. Good evening from me. Hope you're well. Expensive scene is a third gen with a 5-speed transmission for 6,500. That's not bad. We're talking about Evos. Kind of. JB came in with the question of what's the best inline 4 engine we think is. And we've kind of narrowed it down to about 5 engines probably, combining factors like price, availability, modification capability, and overall performance and reliability. We've narrowed it down to the Honda B series engine, specifically the B18, the K24, the Honda F20C, the Toyota 3S GTE, and the Mitsubishi 4G63 as probably like among the top 5 overall inline 4s. I guess you could probably maybe include the SR20 DET. That wouldn't be a bad option either. Yeah, you're 1 hour ahead. And 9% life equals beats. Yeah, I mean there are some vehicles that kind of did do that combination. The 4G63 is 3 to 7K. Okay, so they're all. I mean, okay, so the B series and the K series are a bit on the pricier side. Sorry, not the the B series and the F series are a bit priced higher than that. I'd say Toyota's 4A platform. Ooh, that's not a bad option as well. The 4AGE, I think it is. I probably priced it to demand. Yeah, and the initial D tax as well. That's a good point. But with that, especially now that Toyota's been remaking the 4AGE engines due to demand and everything, like they're making create engines directly from the factory. I wonder how that affects pricing and availability. Huh. Oh boy. Alright, come on. 3 wide hanging to turn 1. It's a maybe cheaper maybe. You do also have a slightly lower base power as well at around 130 horsepower compared to the slightly more modern engines. The SRS 49. Ooh, okay. So similar-ish to like the F series. It's like $1,000 lower on the range, both on the high and low side. With that one as well, you gotta consider like the black top versus the silver top versus the red top, I think. That's how much Toyota's gonna make them as well. True. Honestly, I wish GM may create engines of the turbo inline 4 that was used in like the Cobalt SS. I really wish I'd reproduce that engine for like engine swaps. Cause that swapped in like a Fiero or something. Oh yeah, that would be super nice. 4AG is 2 to 4. That's surprisingly cheap. That is surprisingly cheap. I guess with it being a slightly older engine, you know, it probably is a little bit cheaper. Look at an EG6 to the B16A. Ooh. Oh yeah. Very nice. Yeah, buddy of mine. They made a lot of that. That is true too. So you have a lot of the used versions and everything. So they're a lot more common. That would honestly be a good budget engine. My junk name's Shingo. The 4AGE block top and some type of couple among the Malaysian AE1. Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to, especially with, you know, a lot of the Technoburst people from Malaysia and everything. I've been trying to get into like the Malaysian motorsport and Malaysian tuner scene, seeing like what all they do over there. And it's pretty cool stuff. It's much more responsible than Shingo. Bet. See, I'd probably say then the 3S probably is overall slightly edging out. But you gotta admit, the competition is pretty damn close. Like overall, in terms of peak power, in terms of motorsport heritage, in terms of like factor horsepower and ever. Like it's you got some really good options from Japan. Seen someone stuff a 3S and an A. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, a buddy of mine when I was in college, he had a oh, I forget the chassis number, but it was like the late 90s. The late 90s Honda Civic DX. The notchback. Which chassis was that one? Was that also an EG? The notchback Civic from the late 90s? But either way, he had a B18 in that, and he used that in like autocross racing and stuff. And it made her just over around like 250 horsepower. Kept it naturally aspirated. It was nice. Sporty, peppy, still very streetable. It was pretty good. He did a lot of good work to that Civic. It was his baby. It was a project car he had started working on in college, and he had finished it, I think, around like sophomore year of college. So what did I say? It was project car around like high school, and he finished it like sophomore year of college. And I remember him like bringing it by the dorms and everything like that, because it was a resident in the area. It was nice. It was super nice. Silver with bronze style. I forget the exact rims, but it was silver with like the bronze colored multi-spoke rims, and it was, you know, kind of like a street plus build, I guess it was, if I was gonna describe it. You know, still, you know, mostly full interior. Like slightly stripped, like the rear seats are removed and everything, because it was like his more like, you know, weekend fun toy type of vehicle. You know, like the short throw shifter, the all of that stuff. The inline six? Ooh, that's much more tricky because it depends on what exactly you want to use it for. And also in what aspect. Because in terms of like peak power, the 2JZ is probably up there. But that one doesn't really necessarily have the motorsport heritage. And that is also a very heavy engine. So you wouldn't necessarily use that as much in like circuit racing compared to other inline sixes. Um, in terms of like the motorsport heritage, ooh. I mean, you do have the Nissan RBs, which were used successfully in the JGTC. As well as, you know, in Group A as well with the R32. So that is tricky. If you want to go older with the history, the inline sixes, the 90s and 2000s BMW inline sixes had some really good motorsport success and everything. I know everyone likes the glaze, the E36 M3 GTR, but before that and everything, like the inline sixes from those M3s are pretty good. Yeah, the RB can't make as much power, but it is a little bit lighter. So it'd be better for like circuit racing, time attack, that type of stuff. The 1GG is not too bad either. Reliability. Yeah, they had the Vanos issues. Well, what about the earlier BMW inline sixes from like the Group 5 era cars? Those were pretty solidly reliable as far as like engines from that era. Really good power, good responsiveness. I mean that the 3.0 CSL was a very dominant force in Group 5 touring car racing. Very rapid. So you have the motorsport heritage there. I don't know enough about him as autism only Spanish Japan. Yeah. I mean, it genuinely depends on like how much weight you're putting on like motorsport legacy, how much weight you're putting on like peak power versus like how good they are out of the box. Inline sixes are a much more tricky bunch, as one, there is so much more of them. Two, there is genuinely just a lot of different factors in play for what you'd want to use them for. But yeah, you got a lot of options. It's not for me personally. The RBs are in it for me. RB30. What was the RB30 used in? Which one was that one used in? That was what? Because I remember like the RB20 was used primarily in like the Skylines and stuff. What was the 30 used in? The RB is something that switches some discounts, dismount Skylines with a stricken board. Tuning shop for Nissan. I mean, that's honestly a factory engine for that one. So I'd probably say RB28 just for the availability and everything like that. Yeah, you probably get more power, more displacement, anything for the RB30, but like you're relying on like yet another factor that may like limit availability for parts and everything. Though either way, getting an RB engine in the States is going to be very tricky, especially compared to other inline sixes. That is one of the benefits that the JZ engines have, is they're so much more common. Meant Nismo discounts, and the video was something off as an option was Nismo better. Oh, okay. I thought they were they had that many of those produced though. Probably be difficult to find one that was genuine. If we're considering like realistic reliability and everything like that. Gosh, I will say the M3 we're driving here, it is probably been one of the better handling rear-wheel drive cars I've driven recently in game. Like, it is very, very smooth. The RB30 was in a Z-tune. There wasn't that many of those made though, right? Like, that was like less than 100. What about the refresh RB26s from Nismo? Those I would generally consider as well. You know, fresh, unmodified engines with a direct, you know, from the factory that you can, you know, basically know exactly what was done to it. I would, you know, dollar per dollar, I'd probably consider that as well. Z10 at 20. Yeah, so not a whole lot of those RB30s laying around. Probably buku bucks then for a genuine one. Like, that is like a super, you know, super rare engine then. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with the Nismo variants and how much power they make. Plus, also with that one, what came from the factory and everything was you know, just a little bit different. I know the R33 400R was around or just shy of 400 horsepower. So I'm not sure how much the R32 Nismo made. I know the R33 Nismo was right around or just under 400. I think just under 400 because the 400 was in PS instead of horsepower. And PS is slightly higher than horsepower in terms of like the conversion. That's how you get the 280 versus the 276. It was in whatever the German word is. Yeah, 32 Nismos did make around like 400. Okay. So not too bad then. Alright, that was good. So now we got an option of 2 cars. We got two options here, still sporty cars. We got either the DB5, which powered by triple carb inline 6. Or we got the Jaguar E-Type, powered by a triple carb inline 6. Do they make the same amount of horsepower? No, the DB5 is actually slightly more power. So let me go pull up the random number generator to allow us to determine which British classic we are going to be driving. Hang on a second, let me pull up the display capture. If it is a 1, it is an Aston. If it is a 2, it is the Jaguar. Which one is it going to be? It is a 1. Alright. So that means we get the Aston Martin DB5 Vantage. Oh yeah. James Bond style here. Oh, it looks good in British Racing Green. Honestly, it looks good in a lot of these colors. I know it's cliche. I know it's cliche, but damn does it look good in silver. It's the best 30 with 15B is not even a question, at least overall. But which 13B though? Oh, it looks good in red too. Alright, chat. Do we go with the cliche the Aston Martin silver, or do we go with a different color? So I'm torn between the silver birch, the Fiesta red, or the British racing green. That'd be okay. So from the FD RX-7. Different color. Alright, so either the red. Alright, so we got one for different color, one for James Bond. You know what? You know what? We got a lot of people here. I am going to start a poll. Alright, there's the poll. Different color, not the classic. Let's see. Alright, we got well, 2 for James Bond silver. Alright. Ooh. Welcome to Roll Carol, James Bond. Instead of a martini shaken, not stirred, it is a toke, smoked, not brownied. All right, so we got five votes, most of them for the James Bond silver. All right, name's Bong, James Bond. Lol, weed is humor, right? James Bong having a strong podabongulance. Alright, let's get a little bit of adjustments here. This version's from Jamaica instead of Britain. Oh gosh. Alright, get the rear camber a little bit more negative so I can control a little bit more. Let's lock the rear diff just a bit too for a little bit more of that stability. Oh yeah, this will be fun. This will be a fun one. It is a beautiful vintage British sports car. You know, like this is a vehicle that is just built for this. Yeah, let's do the English Car Limited race. Why not? Why not? Okay, so it is fast on the E-Type. But yeah, this is the high performance variant of the iconic DB5. It was James Bond's car in Goldfinger, the 1964 James Bond movie. And it is probably one of the most iconic. Oh, that sounds so good! The classic triple carb inline 6. Absolute nut on the sound there. Ow. Alright, all kinds of British sports cars and sports saloons are tearing up this London street circuit. Little bit, actually it's surprisingly tame. It is surprisingly tame. It's got a decent amount of torque from this inline 6 as well. The triple carb inline 6. I mean, those triple carbs are probably an absolute pain in the ass to get situated and adjusted. Doing diagnostics on those. Who'll be James Bond arch nemesis? Ooh. Dr. Blow. If we're continuing the drug references. Yeah, Dr. Blow. Dr. Blow sounds wild. I was like, no. Different type of blow. The blow Stephen King was on when he wrote all of his stuff. Dude somehow did more cocaine than Ozzy Osbourne. No. Gosh, no. Oh, alright, slight off track there. I say you cut the course. You have to slow down and give up the time gained. Holy cow. Honestly, for a car from the 60s, it's doing surprisingly well. Like, yeah, the brakes are a little bit shoddy compared to some of the more modern vehicles ahead of us. But, like, we got a solid points-paying position here, which is good. I was totally expecting to be a little bit slower than what I'm currently at. But this is a pretty torquey inline six. Oh, all right, slight tap there. Let's not tap the wall as much. Just watch the paint. James Bond red. Oh gosh. Come on, can we shoot a missile at them? No? Dang. But yeah, we got the triple Weber carbs. The side draft carburetors as well, so it changes the sound of the engine, and oh, what a mighty sound it is. Pretty twerky in online 6. Hey yo, what kind of websites are you on? Or what kind of websites are you on that the engines are twerking? No, torquey, as in it's got a lot of low end, middle RPM grunt, surprisingly, and it's got around just under 300 foot-pounds of torque, which ain't bad for a vehicle like this. Top speed of around 150 miles an hour, so not even that much slower than the BMW M3 that we were just driving. And it even has the 5-speed, which was pretty rare for the time, ZF manual transmission, which allows for smoother and closer gears. Not on any websites, my mounts are just rusted. Rip. At real Appalachian moments. Yeah, that hairpin is basically where I'm losing the most time compared to the rest of the field. First gear, I'm just struggling in. I'm getting a lot of, oh gosh, I'm getting a lot of like wheel spin there, and I am getting just a little bit of bogging down. But like we got some pretty solid performance. I was definitely expecting the Jaguar of all things to be a little bit quicker than us. Especially because the Jaguar E-Type was actually used. It has a bit more of a motorsports pedigree, especially the lightweight versions. But no, like we are putting up a good fight. We are putting up a good fight. Oh man, I will say through some of the corners, the live rear axle of the DB5 does make it a little bit tricky as well. James Bond solos all fiction, simply too high that he forgets to his powers. Honestly, I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if someone searched up James Bond and that's like an actual like parody webcomic or something, like a semi-niche webcomic. Between the prevalence of like stoner meme culture online and how easy it would be to make a parody of that, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Skill issue. I'll show you skill issue. They didn't heavy. Oh, I forgot about. Oh my gosh. heavy metal is actually... Was it heavy metal? I think it was heavy metal. Someone double check for me. Was, Veteran of the Psychic Wars by, Blue Oyster Cult. Was that featured in heavy metal? I know it was featured in some sort of music-based, animated movie around that time period. I think it was heavy metal. Can someone double check for me, please? I'm pretty sure Veteran of the Psychic Wars, like, by Blue Oyster Cult, was in heavy metal. I'm pretty sure. But either way, if it's not there, it's somewhere else. But that piece of media basically introduced me to my favorite Blue Oyster Cult song. I like Veteran of the Psychic Wars. Don't let the shakes go on. I'm gonna talk to an artist friend and we'll make James Bong real. Name's Bong. James Bong. I think my old man had it. Ah, okay. I'm sure, like, heavy metal has, like, an OST list somewhere. Where, like, it has, like, the list of different songs played. I drive the Opel Manta or something. Nah, he'll drive the ultimate chav car, an Opel Corsa D with a fart cam muffler. There we go. Spin! Oh my gosh. This thing it is a beautiful vehicle. The fact that we were the fastest of the historic vehicles shows just how much potential the DB5 has. I mean, it has, you know, the pressed steel monocoque, as well as double wishbone up front, so it does have some level of performance. And we've gotten it even lighter, so we reduce it from the 1,400 kilograms to a little bit lower. Alright, do you think we should take it on the Nordschleife? What am I saying? Of course we should take it on a Nordschleife. But yeah, the DB5 Vantage, the regular ones, not including like the convertibles, which there are only like 7 made, or like the super rare shooting brake versions. The regular coupes often still exceed over $1 million on auction. His name isn't even like James, it's something like Dave or whatever. Ow. Boy, you just rear-ended a like a $1 million historic car. What do you have to say for yourself there, Mr. Nissan driver? Bro's in a Z, but he's driving like it's an Optima. Okay, that was genuinely smooth. 4-wheel drifting past the Alpine. I will happily take that. Whoop, okay. Easy. Easy there. Easy there, buckaroony. One of the cool thing about the DB5 is it actually had dual rear fuel tanks, but only one filler. They were connected with what is it called? Hang on a sec, I gotta look that up. it had the a crossover pipe or a balance pipe that basically allowed the fuel level between the two tanks to be equal, and it allowed it to kind of save space on the DB5 in the trunk, as the two fuel tanks were on the left side and right side flanking the rear trunk, which was super cool. It had a single crossover pipe that then combined it to a single fuel line heading to the engine. Although that crossover pipe was did have some slight issues with potential for clogging, so you did need to be a little bit careful with that. British people. I mean, the British made some really cool cars, though, so I can't fault them too much. Like they've had some really banger stuff. Fuel too low doesn't cross over. Well, no, I believe I have to look up diagrams again, but I believe the crossover pipe was at like the bottom of the at the bottom of both the fuel tanks, so the fuel had to be like super low for it to not cross over. I'd have to double check. But it was basically to have more space in the trunk, because it is a Grand Tour, while also having the larger fuel capacity to go on those long drives that Grand Tours are known for. I was like the brand. Yeah, British reliability and build quality wasn't exactly the best, but damn, do these cars? I'll be damned if these cars don't have aura though. That have 2 fuel gauges. I don't think so. I think it only had 1. That's a good question. I'm pretty sure it only had 1. And I think that the fuel level was what, like it was like almost measured at like. I mean, that's a good question. Give me a second. Let me look that up again. 22 gallons total, 11 gallons each. Turn on to the engine. Special transfer engine simplicity. It had a single filler point, single fuel pump, so single fuel gauge as well. Single fuel gauge. So yeah, and because you filled it from a single point as well, and the crossover pipe basically allowed for the fuel to level out. That basically just had one large. You can think of it almost as one large 22-gallon tank, but split up into 2 tanks, but basically connected at one point, but functionally 2. But functionally 1, space-wise 2. Kind of the best of both worlds there. As the redundancy helped save weight, as well as had some mechanical simplicity. I imagine that probably made diagnosing fuel tank troubles a little bit trickier. See if one of your tanks is leaking. Up. True. Yeah, that'd be a little bit tricky, wouldn't it? I will say that this engine, it sounds so good. Like the side draft carb inline 6s, like these old ones. Holy moly. Absolutely peak. British cars don't have as much aura as American muscle between GDM. I mean, kind of. But still, like, I don't know. There's still a charm to them. And you're missing out on like the crazy track weapons, like the the Caterhams, the Aero Atoms, the BAC Monos, the Light Car Company rockets, like all of those crazy like track toys that the UK was known for. Those things, you know, the radicals and all of that. Those cars kind of have like their own like crazy niche. Honestly, I'd love to have an Aero Atom as well. That'd be a fun car to like, you know, go tearing up twisties on and everything. Lightweight, super low to the ground. Wind in your hair. Wind in your face as well. You probably need to wear like goggles or something. Counterpoint, I want to keep my pelvis and also counterpoint. Fair. Fair, fair. Hey, look, imagine like the legend though of dying from a broken pelvis. People think you got, you know, you were coming while you were going, but instead it was just, no, you just rode in a British lightweight sports car on American roads. True, that is true. Yeah. So probably best to take care of yourself. Make sure you get some milk, make sure you get some calcium. Make sure you take care of yourself. He needs some milk. Oh my gosh, it sounds so good. I can't wait to hear what this sounds like once we get some upgrades in it. Once we get some upgrades. I think oven is. Oh no. Ah shoot. Like dead or just the ignition dead? Because the ignition you might be able to get replaced. Probably cheaper than getting a brand new oven, right? Hopefully. Jeez. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Then I don't want to plan a funeral for it. Yeah, don't plan a funeral for the oven. If you can get it fixed, you know, see if they can't get the part for that. See if you can't look up guides on fixing the or replacing the Tesla light and everything. If it looks very good. Nice. It's nice to have a good looking vehicle in my winter car. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay. Little bit of a rearward slide. But we're good now. Gosh, it sounds so good. Yeah, I know the Mercedes, I know the AMG beat us, but we beat a Z and a DB5 Vantage. Like, come on. To be fair, the Miata beat the Z as well. That's shocking. Damn, YouTube won't let me be fun. Uh-oh. I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared for that. There we go. We got grippier tires. We're not on 1960s rubber anymore. I see what I can. Yeah, definitely look up. See what your options are for sure. I check in topless guns recent Twitch. Damn, and you weren't watching me. You tried it. Nah, I'm kidding. Saying I'd rather my car owner do it, not the kid. Yeah. Yeah, fair. Alright, so let's see. Ooh, Pacific Challenge. James Bond's going to San Francisco. Ooh. Up against an American T-Bird, up against a Corvette. Alright, so two European, 2 Japanese, and 2 American cars in this race. This would be a fun one. This would be a fun one. But yeah, the carburetors on this, they are variable venturi, constant depression carburetors, widely used in the British cars of the area. Each carburetor's got a sliding piston and needle valve that adjusts the air and fuel based on engine vacuum and throttle input, which is very mechanically complex for such an itty-bitty thing, and very mechanically complex for the 60s as well. All three of the Weber carburetors were connected to the DB5's throttle pedal with a single linkage with a cross shaft design, and was adjustable on the linkage for synchronization of all three carburetors. And let me tell you, synchronization on those is very tricky. You don't really have a whole, especially back then, you didn't really have a whole lot of electronic tools or anything like that. So a lot of mechanics, even train mechanics, had use things like stethoscopes to listen to the carburetors to get roughly the same, fuel flow and synchronization on all of them. See if the engine hesitated a little bit. If any, take a look at the spark plugs. If any of them were kind of wet and oily, indicating they were running rich, or kind of burnt and scorched, or indicating they were running lean. You didn't really have the tools to diagnose the engine. Yes, American, European, Japanese cars. So far, Europe won too. Although that Corvette is feisty. If you feel stressed out, you can always watch your dog eat. Yes, let's polish your dogs. Full-on detailing of the dogs. Nah, I kinda like watching that type of stuff as well. Seeing the dog, like seeing the animals get like all cleaned up and everything. It's super cute. As a matter of S20. Gosh. Imagine trying to adjust carburetors on a turbo vehicle. The variable boost pressure as well and everything. That's independent of like throttle inputs and RPM. That's gotta be such a pain in the ass to work on. Can you imagine trying to adjust the carburetors on a turbo vehicle? Holy moly. That is something I think would get me to pull my hair out. I'm aware of the reference. It's a One Gun Midnight. It's the Devil Z. The L88 engine. Oh, sorry, L28? That was the L88. Either way, the L series engine with the twin turbos and everything. Oh, the Corvette got a run on us. Ow! You had all that space to the left and you still sideswipe us there, you melon. Really? Absolute melon moments. Absolute melon. People are talking about going to China, how it's not as bad as Cuba. And I can't even go to the States. Ah, rip, man. Yeah, my international travel is definitely very limited as well, just due to my current work. So most of my not that I really intend to go out of the U.S. anytime soon per se, but does limit my travel plans a little. I say that like I get the money for international flights. Not necessarily. Oh, I haven't even been west of the Appalachians. No, that's not true. I haven't. Is Cleveland west of the Appalachians? Cleveland is probably about as far west as I've gone. Yeah, Cleveland is probably about as far west in the United States as I have gone. Almost all the parts of the road is complete. Nice. Is that including like all the customization parts and everything? Alright, there we go. Nice and smooth here. Honestly, despite this being a 1960s car, we got a good... It's handling very well. Gotta be a little bit careful. What's that behind us? Come on, the American Corvette's already like way ahead. I'm hoping that's a European Volvo. I'm praying that's a European Volvo. We'd at least gotta have 2 European cars on the podium. What an LS400. Ooh, that'd be a fun one. Luxury and reliability. Yeah. That'd be nice. Be very nice. A little bit rough on fuel consumption, but like not crazy bad. Wonder how it'd be in the snow though. Uh oh. Okay. Come on, get it under control. Little bit of a twitch there on brakes. That's either the Volvo or that's the no, that's the Integra. Ah. Stop a whip window and smoke the local vets. Maybe, depends on the vet, I guess. If it's like the Z4 or like even the C5, probably. Alright, there we go. We got another level up. Engine upgrade. There we go. Give us some more power. There we go. Our ranking is improved a little bit. That's the good stuff. That is the good stuff. All right. Let's keep it going. It's a lot of C3s. Probably a lot of the post catalytic converter C3s as well, which may make things a little bit tricky. Probably not the best to do the Star Festival. Probably not the best to do the Star Festival per se. Ooh, we can race at Tsukuba though. Yeah. Ooh, 2 DB5s. We'll get it, Emart. Maybe. Make sure, if you do get one, make sure you have the suspension nice and either upgraded or at least replaced. And make sure you're running on like fresh tires as well. You don't want any issues with that. You want to be a little bit safe there. Nice. Yeah, depending on like when it actually like releases, I may consider playing it. But I usually like to wait for like early access games to be a lot more completed, as I don't really like playing right at release. I like letting the dev get more bug fixes and everything in. Snap every citizen that exists. He's merely a skill issue by the driver. I mean, kind of. But even then, you know, you still want to be a bit on the safer side. Have your vehicle, you know, require a little bit less skill to, you know, be able to be pushed and driven, you know, spiritedly. Okay, a little bit of understeer there. Right now we're being dogpiled by both the RX-7 and the Z. There we go. That got us a little bit more. Got a little bit more distance now. The Z and the RX-7 are fighting. You got the power of the Z versus the maneuverability of the RX-7. And they're still side by side through multiple corners. All of a sudden it can be. True. Yeah. If you know what to expect and everything like that, you probably can catch it. Oh, that's a dive and a half. He made it stick though. Ow, okay. You don't need to chop me off there. Alright, the Z's looking for an overtake now. Do we want to do that? I don't think they do. We gotta catch back up to the FC. Oh gosh, the tires are just... That's the big weakness. Like on the straights, we're doing okay. But in the twistier sections, we are struggling a little bit. Whoa, what was that? It's like he went to defend right in the braking zone and was like, nah, I'm gonna go back to the racing line. Yeah, the overcorrecting probably is like the big one. Yeah, we definitely need an upgrade for the more tires, grippier tires. I think that is the weak link on this vehicle. Like, it's light enough that the power to weight ratio is pretty alright. The engine's got plenty of power and some good torque. We're just the rears. Like even at 4th gear, like we're still using some of the tire grip. You can see the beginning to kind of fill up with gray. Just under full throttle in 4th gear. It just goes to show just that they don't really have a whole lot of traction to spare. I don't know, I prefer my vehicles slightly understeery or neutral. Especially more so in like, you know, dedicated racing. Just because I mainly do a lot of like the endurance stuff. And there's only so long you can, you know, keep it right at that limit. There's a lot of, you know, the changing conditions and everything. Shorter sprint races or like rally races, you know, yeah, sure, I'll take it at, you know, a little bit more twitchy. Qualifying, I'll take it a little bit twitchier. But like the actual race, I prefer it a little bit more conservative. Just because, you know, a lot of times I do a lot more of like, you know, endurance 1 hour or more races. And, you know, I'll take a loss of, you know, a 10th or 2 per lap over not having any spins or anything. Gosh, I'm nervous for the Misano race this weekend. Misano's a track I always struggle with a little bit. And it's difficult to get it set up because it's mostly super tight turns. But then you have the triple right-hander close to the end that you gotta like trail brake massively through. If you set your vehicle too much for the tight you know, section, it's just undrivable in the triples. So it is literally a balancing game. Yeah, you just gotta be careful with that, especially IRL. The you know, repairs and everything. You can't like just reset your vehicle like in The Sims or what have you. That's coming out of your own wallet. I gotta be a little bit careful. Yeah, this Tsukuba probably wasn't the best place to race the much older DB5. This is probably where a lot of the newer vehicles can really, you know, shine against us. We're probably struggling just a little bit, but we still finish on the podium. 3rd place. I will happily take that. I will happily take that. Oh boy. But yeah, this should give us probably an upgrade or 2. Yeah, that might give us 2. Come on, weight reduction in tires. There we go. Heck yeah. That is what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. The ranking, less so there. But yeah, over the standard DB5, the Vantage had a higher compression cylinder heads, higher lift and duration camshaft, larger intake ports, which resulted in the increase from 282 horsepower to 325 horsepower. So very, very nice amount of power. I'll simply not crash. I'll take your word for it. It's also another channel shooting. That sounds bad. Why did I say that? Why did I say that? What is wrong with me? Ooh, another DB5. We got a lot of DB5s racing with us. Alright, take care, JB. Have a great night. Oh yeah, we got grippier tires. I can already feel it. Less wheel spin on the acceleration. Hell yeah. Alright, let's see what we can do on the kitty cats. I guess we could call this race Pussy Galore. Because the track is shaped like a kitty cat. And for those of you that don't know, we are on the head of the kitty cat now, about to go into the ears. The three hairpins in a row. These are the ears of the kitty. Give the kitty some ear scritchies. What? No, genuinely, look at the map in the top left of the gameplay. It looks like the side profile of a kitty cat. We're going through the second ear now. Heading on to the neck. Give the kitty some neck scritchies. I'm sorry, Adachi. The puns don't get any better than this. Heading on to the chest of the kitty now. Alright, onto the front leg of the kitty. Onto the front leg of the kitty, heading to the front paws. The little cute little paws. Uh-oh, that's deep on the brakes. Gotta remember, the DB5 Vantage does not have good brakes. And that shows there. Alright, we got some ground to make up. I guess at nighttime? Yes, we are. It is 10:47 where I'm at. I am East Coast, US. We are heading now onto the tummy of the kitty. This is the trap. This is where you get the claws if you try to push too hard. And those claws are in the form of the sand trap there to the right. Now into the back leg, the back paw. Alright, come on. Brake just before the pea gravel here through Starfish. Now onto the tail of the kitty cat. Onto the tail of the kitty cat. It is a big, majestic, floofy tail. It is a poofy tail. Come on, we gotta catch that Tommy Kyra. Gotta watch a little bit of the understeer into snap oversteer as we crest the hill. Good, and now in the backwards Radion. It's like the famous corner at Spa, but mirrored. And now we are in the back of the cat. The back straight, in terms of where it is on the cat, is the home straight. Alright, we're 2 seconds down on the Tommy Kyra, the ZZ1. Ooh, yeah, not exactly quick on the straights. We're limited by a gearing. There we go. Thankfully, the Tommy Kyra slows down too much on the banking section. Oh, alright, they went deep on the brakes. There we go, slide past. Ow. Alright. Well, uh-oh. What is well? All's well that ends well. No, poor Will. I brake just under the Dunlop Bridge. We are basically in a duel with the Tamikaira. A semi-modern Japanese lightweight bespoke sports car being chased down by a historic British GT. Power versus finesse, and finesse seems to be slightly winning. I don't think we'll be able to catch it in any of these turns. It does have the grip advantage. But still, we will carry on to a second place, I think. Yeah, they're already a little bit over 2 seconds ahead. I'm not expecting any mistakes. Come on. There we go, there we go. Yeah, I see you, I see you. Yeah, it's steadily pulling away. Dang, it's got some speed, doesn't it? That's got some speed to it. Still, we will carry on. We will push. Alright, up in the 5th gear. Oh, that's understeer. Yeah, okay. The car did not like the bump there. The car did not like the bump there. Come on, all the way to the finish. Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. Alrighty. Very, very nice. That should give us probably 2 levels. Hopefully. No, only 1. Just more power. But that's alright, I will take more power. Upgrade those carburetors, upgrade the intake, upgrade the exhaust. All of that stuff. We did the Bergenschloss challenge. Got the Auto Mountain challenge. I haven't really raced here in a little bit because we've been mostly doing European cars. Could be interesting. Use a little bit of the power of the DB5. We have more grip now. We got more power. I think we'll be all right. Let's see what we can do here. Not really noticing too much change in engine sound here. Like, the exhaust is slightly more aggressive, but it's not a big change compared to some other vehicles. Uh-oh. Hi. Ow. I see you there. Got an Evo absolutely blitzing through. Come on. Let's see what we can do here. Is 6,000 RPM low? No. Well, not necessarily. In the context of an older engine from the 60s, 5,500 RPM is pretty mid-range, if not slightly above kind of average. You gotta think, heavier components, less advanced, anti-detonation features, all of that stuff, less precise, engineering. And so the engine, could probably only rev up to, around 6,000 or 5,500 RPM, right around that range. you know, you gotta think, you know, the Ford GT40, it was considered, you know, crazy that it could rev above 7,000 RPM. And now it's, you know, a full-on, like, race-derived engine. But, like, you know, some modern performance engines rev a good bit higher than that. You know, closer to, like, the 7,000 or 8,000 range. But for the 1960s, you know, 5500 ain't too bad in terms of, like, redline. Especially for a Grand Tour, the engine was also built a little bit more towards the torquier side for drivability and long distance, or, you know, performance driving. It wasn't necessarily built for, like, you know, racing, as the DB5 was really only raced by privateers. It wasn't really factory backed. That was primarily its sibling, the DB4, that was used in racing around that time. The DB5 was more the luxury kind of Grand Tourer car. So it was, you know, kind of more so designed for, you know, performance driving over long distances, long trips and everything. You know, a nice friend or Mr. or Mrs. by your side. You know, enough space for your suitcases for, you know, like a weekend trip or what have you. Enough fuel capacity to get there in, you know, one stop. You know, that type of stuff. So that's kind of the design of the Grand Tours. And I'm gonna tell you, it's a pretty solid design as well. Absolutely beautiful machine. It sounds nice, drives nice. Gotta be a little bit careful though. Gotta be just a little bit careful. Alright, just a little over 1 lap to go. Second place. Jeez, well, we're entering all these races where first place is just ridiculously quick. Aren't we? Seems to be that way, huh? Seems to be that way. Alright. One more lap. Let's make it count. Come on. Not too much further. Not too much further. Let's keep it nice and gentle through the turns. Nice and gentle all the way through. Oh, okay. Slight tap there on the wall. Probably the only major mistake we made this race. Keeping it super calm and collected. Oh, okay. A little bit off track there. A little bit of an off track. Oh boy. Nice. There we go. That should get us probably another level, maybe 2. And that means we only really have 1 or 2 more races to get it to max level. Which is great, because it's almost 11. Only 1 level. Damn. Only 1 level. I was hoping for more. I was hoping for just a little bit more. Oh, we need to really do well here, I think. Alright, we got an English car limited race. 10.6! Damn right, the TVRs are absolutely gonna be a pain there, aren't they? Ooh, what else we got? We got a rear-wheel drive match for Marco Estrada. What are we up against? Ooh! Ooh! You know what? Duel of the James Bond cars. The Lotus Esprit versus the DB5 Vantage. Why did my internet die? Hang on, am I back? Am I back? I think I'm back now. My internet just like completely died there for a second. We are good now. Come on, I'm almost on the stream. Don't be like this to me, internet. Come on, Verizon. I'm good now? Okay. Good. Alright, we should be okay. Or not. Hang on one sec. This might be OBS. Let me fix this real quick. Alright, let's see if this is working now. Hopefully it was just an OBS issue. And OBS is just like running for too long. Okay, things are good. Sounds good. Bitrate's good. Great. I'm gonna be trying to drive a wet piece of crap. I'm gonna be trying to drive a 60s GT on wet roads at a disadvantage, while also constantly like being paranoid with the stream bitrate. Gosh, please no. Verizon, don't be shit. Verizon, don't be shit, please. Alright, we're good, I think. Come on, let's make this clean, let's make this consistent. Let's get this vehicle to level 10. I'm hoping that was just an OBS issue. Or like maybe like a very slight internet outage. Things are looking good now on my end. I always hate when that happens because I'm paranoid for like the rest of the stream. like legit, I'm like, okay, is it gonna do that again? Is it gonna do that again? Because it frustrates me probably just as much as it frustrates you guys. Oh shoot, okay, don't look over while you're going on the slow speed corner. Okay, it's slightly lower than usual, but like not crazy low. So we're okay, I think. I think that was just like a slight bit of maybe packet loss or something. But OBS is working now. Alright, keep your eyes on the road now, Isaac. You're in a very twisty, a very wet course. And you're in a car with tires from the 1960s. With a live rear axle. Fun, right? We should be good. Anyway, let's get going. That's lap 3 done. We are beating the Esprit. Our James Bond car is beating their James Bond car. Let's go. Oh gosh, okay, don't do the jump. Remember, live rear axle, avoid bumps if you can, please. Alright, we're doing alright, Okay, gotta be a little bit careful there. There we go. Oh boy. Alright. 2 more to go. I like how as well the cobblestone section actually does affect suspension. Like it's not just a texture, like you actually do have reduced grip here. And the road is a little bit rougher. Not like by a crazy amount, but like enough that like, you know, especially in live axle cars, you do feel it. It gets slipperier, especially in the wet. It's just really, really cool. I like that feature a lot. Come on. One more lap, ladies and gentlemen. Can we do it? Probably. Hopefully, probably. There we go. Cross the line. Nice. Very smooth through here. Got no issues, got no problems. Ooh, okay. Little bit spicy. Little bit spicy. But we're doing alright, I think. Thankfully, it doesn't count as an off track there. The white line there is not track limits. Get a slight break from the rain and then back out into the wet. For the final time, final corner. Nice, there we go. Oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful machine though. Absolutely loving driving it. The next vehicle we get to drive is a Jaguar E-Type, which is just as good. Although we're gonna be driving the slightly less valuable, but slightly better performing 4.2 liter version. I say that, we got one more race ahead of us actually, as we have not gotten us to level 10. Not quite anyway. Yeah, okay, frame rates, bit rates holding steady, so we're good. May have just been an OBS issue. may have just been a slight OBS issue. I'm praying for that to be the case. English sports car meeting. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Final race of the night, Autumn Mountain, you know, one of my personal favorite tracks in the game. This will be a good one. Vehicle's pretty much fully upgraded. The beautiful wire wheels, that gorgeous silver. There we go, power and spin. There we go. Here we go. Oh, alright. Hi there. Oh, that is a lightweight Series 2 Lotus Elise. Ooh, okay. I see you there. I gotta be a little bit careful. Nice, the smoothness. Here we go. This is good. This is very good. This is nice. Let's keep it coming through here. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, down on the brakes. So far, we are keeping the Lotus Elise at bay. Gotta be a little bit careful. Little bit cautious. Through the fall foliage. What beautiful fall foliage it is as well. Holy moly. It is gorgeous. Absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. Oop, okay. Easy. Easy there. Nice. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Just keep it nice and gentle through here. This is an absolutely beautiful machine. It is doing very well. Very, very smooth through the corners. Yeah, it's still slightly oversteery. Just a little bit. But that doesn't matter too much. It's got the power. It's got the consistent handling as well. We got the grippier tires, so we can really handle, you know, going through these corners at a higher rate of speed. Vehicle's lighter. It's got more power. It's got better brakes, I think, as well. I think the brake upgrade comes with one of the weight reductions. Yeah, this is good. This is very, very, very nice. All right. Ooh, okay. Gotta be a little bit careful there. A little bit of a curb hop. Little bit of a curb hop, but we're making this work. Come on, heading on to the final lap now. Laying out just a little bit of extra rubber. Just a little bit of extra rubber. Come on. Full send. Alright, let's do this, chat. The final lap of the night. We might actually do one single race with the Jaguar. Just to get us acquainted with it. Yes. Gotta be a little bit careful, a little bit careful. Only a couple corners left. Oh, the poor MG. The poor MG is about to be lapped, maybe. They may be able to make it to the finish line before we catch them. But being almost lapped in a full lap race, that is not a good look, bro. That is rough. Oof. Pain, Pecco. Yeah, okay, so they probably one more lap and we would have lapped them. Maybe. Definitely a close fight, for sure. But yeah, the poor MG wasn't exactly quick. Not exactly quick there. Little bit on the sluggish side. Anyway, there we go. That car is complete. That car is complete. One more race for the night as we swap to the Jaguar, the E-Type. The car Enzo Ferrari called one of the most beautiful vehicles ever made. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Not one bit. Yeah, 4.2 liter, inline 6. 265 horsepower. Oh, we got lots of colors. We got maroon, we got the prime in red. Doesn't look as good in red. Ooh. Which should be the color of this one? There's so many good options. It looks genuinely good in pretty much all of these. I like that dark blue. I like that dark blue. Combined with like the contrast of the chrome and the silver wire wheels. Oh, that looks good. The maroon looks good too. Like, especially like the dark colors. Like, don't get me wrong, the light colors look pretty good too. Like, honestly, the pale primrose, genuinely a very pretty color. But the dark colors looks good. I'm gonna go with the dark blue. Let me see this night. See it. Alright, Russell for Shelby GT. Thanks for stopping by this stream, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, one more race for the night. One more race for the night. So let's do this. Slight bit towards acceleration. Oh, we do have a limited sub differential. Alright, good. Good. Alright, let's do this, chat. What are our options? Ooh. What are we up against? A Mustang. I ain't too sure about that one. Let's see. High speed battle. What are we up against here? Kinda iffy. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do the Mirage Crossing. Classic cars in the desert. Why not? This will be the last race. We will see if we can't beat the Mustang. 260s GT cars. Alright, yeah, it has the slight advantage on acceleration there. Here we go, past the Mustang now. The Jaguar independent rear suspension versus the Mustang's live axle. But the Mustang does have the torque and the power. It's gonna be close. I know we got a slight touch with the Mustang there, a little bit of contact. Just some door banging between, you know, very expensive historic vehicles. We're doing good though. We're doing very good. Alright, got a slight slow speed section here. Come on, let's be careful here. Oh, the Mustang had some issues. The live axle Mustang struggling a little bit. Alright. Yeah, the Mustang V8. It is catching our inline 6. Come on. Can this desert cat beat the Arabian stallion? I know the Jaguar is actually Jungle Cat and the Mustang is an entirely different course than an Arabian. But we're in the desert, so you know. I had to try to use some sort of desert terminology. It didn't work. Don't worry. Oh boy, okay. Come on. Basically only one more turn left. Come on, use that Jaguar IRS. Arabian Nights. Come on, alright. Now it's basically the power section. Uh-oh. Oh! Did we make it? Oh, we made it. Oh, that right at the end there, that did not go well. Holy moly. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. And we got some weight savings. Nice, that is the last race of the night. And we got some decent ranking points too. I'll take that. I will take that. So I'm going to be ending this stream here. Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, please make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing well in the comments down below. If you did not like the stream, let me know what I'm doing poorly so I can fix that in the future. With that being said, I've been Umbras, and wherever you're in the world, whatever time it is for you, may be a great time. And I'll see you all in the next stream. Till then, take care everybody. Bye-bye.